Hi guys, in this video I want to talk about how you can actually manifest anything that you desire. You can manifest any one of your desires, even those that feel far-fetched, out of reach, things that you think you can't manifest. And anything that you maybe have been stuck with for some time, I want to discuss that. And the point of this video is to have you encouraged. I want to encourage you so that by the end of this video, you feel like you can do it and you feel like you also know how to do it. Those of you who are familiar with manifestation, conscious manifestation, you know what to do. But even those of you who are very experienced sometimes need the reminder. And for those of you who are new, you are in the right place if you are looking for videos, content where you can learn how to manifest consciously and manifest your desired outcomes instead of having things manifest randomly, which is what happens when you don't do it consciously, because we manifest it whether we like it or not. It's not a thing that gets switched on and off based on when you do your affirmations. The whole point of learning how to manifest is learning how to control what you manifest in reality. So that is what I'm going to talk about. And if you need a more personalized help with your specific manifestations, please feel free to book a coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. That is the only way I can help you with your specific situation and your specific limiting beliefs. And otherwise, subscribe if you're not subscribed, if you like content like this, because I am constantly creating videos about conscious manifesting, and mostly on my channel I do videos on general law of assumption, how to apply it, how it works, etc. I also do specific things, SP manifestations, money, as I have promised. I know I'm going to make more videos about money and other things based on mostly on your requests and on what my clients are coming to me with. So, and in this video, I specifically want to tell you why and how you can manifest any one of your desires, because what you manifest literally comes from what you put into your own subconscious mind. And this term subconscious mind may confuse a lot of people, because it feels like it's this dark place. We don't know what's going on in there. And, you know, we have a lot of limiting beliefs that we're not even aware of. There's a solution to that, actually, and I'm going to mention this in a moment. Before that, I want to say that regardless of what you have been experiencing in the past, you can manifest something different. Whatever you have been experiencing in the past and whatever you are experiencing currently has no say in what you can manifest from now on, even if it's the complete opposite of what you want, and oftentimes it is. And what we need to do in order to do this is to, again, I'm using a technical term and I'm going to explain it, impress our new story, our new assumption, idea, etc. on our subconscious mind. Now, quickly about limiting beliefs and the subconscious mind, the contents of your subconscious mind. Neville Goddard has this way of explaining it, which I find genius and very clear. And that is one of the things that I like the most about Neville Goddard is that he is so clear and precise in his teachings. And this is one of them. So sometimes, and I have had this experience myself and with several clients, that people come to me and say, I don't know what my problem is. And oftentimes people tend to want to go back to figure out where the problem came from, where it started, what exactly my limiting beliefs are about these things or this situation, if you know your limiting beliefs, that's no brainer. You know this is the limiting belief and you know this is what you want, so you start affirming that or imagining that. What to do if you actually really don't know what your limiting beliefs are? There's no hocus pocus. It's right in front of you in your 3D. So what Neville Goddard says is that you don't even need to go back and figure out what your limiting beliefs are, where it started, where it came from. You have it in front of you. You have the problem in your 3D. That's the situation that you want to change. So what you need to focus on is the opposite of it. Where people feel stuck a lot of times, and I can tell you, this is probably the number one problem of, I could say, every single one of my clients. And I know it from my own experience, and I know it from your comments, and you know you've been through this. Good for you if you haven't, by the way. This is not a must, this is not a rule. But the biggest problem people have with manifesting is whatever is going on in the 3D, because it feels so real, it's tangible, it's in front of you, you're experiencing it. And that's regardless of what you are manifesting. It can be money, it can be health, it can be your SP or anything relationship related or anything. If that's something you don't want, that's what you work with. So you start thinking about what you want and you start creating that story. Actually, I want to read something for you from Florence Scovell Shinn, which is a spiritual manifestation teacher that I don't talk about a lot, but there are some things in her books that I like. And I was reading a random chapter from her book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. This is probably her most famous book. And there are some nuggets in it that I want to share with you that go very well with what I'm saying here. And before I start reading, the idea that you can't manifest something or something is out of reach is only in your head. This sounds horrible. It didn't come out as I wanted to, but it's really literally in your mind. There's no limitation to what you can or can't have, even if you want a person who just rejected you. Even if you come from a family maybe that we're never able to make enough money to live a comfortable life. So you maybe have this idea about yourself that you are that type of person. You're never going to live a comfortable, wealthy life or whatever you want to manifest. Or maybe you come from a reality with a lot of physical illness or any sort of problem that sort of defines you, but that thing doesn't define you. It's only because you have accepted it as something that defines you. And this is a problem when manifesting because it's unnecessary. Because the power that you're manifesting from is not limiting you. And since it's also not selecting what you can or can't have, whatever you keep giving to your mind, that's what you manifest. So, Florence Scovell Shinn suggests to not limit yourself. And she puts it in such a great way. I want to read it for you. It is impossible for man to release more than he thinks is possible. For one is bound by the limited expectancies of the subconscious. He must enlarge his expectancies in order to receive in a larger way. I don't know why she says he. It goes the same way for she. So just a clarification. Man so often limits himself in his demands. And this is so true. And you know, you don't have to, and I've always said this, you don't have to completely believe it's possible right away, but simply the idea of I can manifest it even if it feels impossible in the physical right now is a great start. What she's saying here is, for example, if you are manifesting, let's say, $1,000, You are going to get $1,000, but maybe your idea is that you can't have more than $1,000. Just an example, by the way. But if you started working with $1 million, your subconscious mind, the part of your mind that is going to manifest the things for you in the physical, doesn't care whether you're saying 1,000 or 1,000,000. It's as easy for your subconscious mind to manifest 1 cent as it is to manifest $1 million or whatever number you want. It is our job to give it the thing to work with that we would want to manifest. So, in this sense, don't limit yourself. And this is a slight problem with time limits also, because sometimes people say, "Oh, I want this amount of money by the end of this month." And even though it seems like, "Oh, I'm going to get it by the end of that month or by that day," that could be a limitation, because it could come even before. You don't know that. So we are constantly limiting ourselves. And there's always something that people are working with. It's either money. Like a lot of times I hear from clients, those of my clients who are manifesting money, and specifically through a job, the thing that they always come with is, no one makes that amount of money in this job or in this career, so that's why I'm thinking this much. Your subconscious mind is not going to care about any 3D circumstance. And Neville Goddard actually says, never bring your 3D limitations into your imagination, because you're just going to manifest more of it. It's unnecessary. And even if you manifest any limitation by accident or not by accident, maybe you know exactly what you're doing, you can manifest something different right when you decide you want something different. So even there is no limitation. Just because you manifested something doesn't mean you're stuck with it. As soon as you start working with something different in your mind, that is going to change. So complete freedom for you for what you want to experience in your reality. So try to figure out for yourself where you are limiting yourself. Maybe it's in money, but maybe it's in love. Maybe you think that you can't have the love, the type of relationship that you want, the type of experience or treatment that you want for some reason. Everyone's reasons are different, but try to really see if you can understand for yourself where you are limiting yourself, because it's unnecessary. Not the easiest thing to work with, to be honest, if you're used to it, but don't get stuck on that either. It doesn't matter. Just contemplate. Contemplation is one of Neville Goddard's words, by the way. He says contemplate on the thing that you want. And I find it to be a good word because it sort of gets rid of the pressure. So play with your imagination however you like. Something else that I want to read from this same book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, is she literally gives you the formula of how to manifest anything. And this is the idea that you can apply this to money, you can apply this to health, to SP, any type of relationship, specific job, I don't know, anything that you are manifesting. And by the way, I feel like I want to mention something about specific person manifestations. I know that I have a lot of new subscribers on my channel, and I'm sure many of you are also new to manifestation. And we talk a lot about manifesting a specific person. But what if you want a relationship and you don't have a specific person? No limitation there either. You can manifest that. You don't have to have a specific person. I remember some time ago, years ago, there was this idea, it was quite of the opposite, that we're encouraged to manifest a relationship from scratch, define the relationship in your mind, describe the person and stick to that. And then all of a sudden it all became a specific person manifestation, because people were asking, what about if I have a specific person in mind? Can I manifest that? Yes, you can manifest that. But what if you don't have a specific person, but you want the relationship? You can manifest that also. So again, no limitations to what you can manifest with this. And here is like literally a simple formula that we talk about a lot, but I think it's very fascinating to hear it from the teachers that we all know and talk about so much. So she says, in making his demands, by the way, before I go on, when she talks about demanding, it's literally the affirmations. Why demand? Because you are not supposed to beg. You are supposed to demand, declare, decree. These are all words that they all use. Both Neville Goddard, Florence Scovell Shinn, Neville Goddard, Joseph Murphy, every manifestation teacher that I have learned from use these terms. And that is also why we affirm in present tense and as if it has already happened, sometimes past tense, but always as a fact. Like, I am wealthy, successful, loved, in this relationship, healthy, etc. So that's the demand. Not you better give this to me, because you're still saying, in that way, you're still saying I don't have it. But declare it as if it's a fact already. So, in making his demands, man begins at his journey's end. That is, he declares he has already received. The famous end goal that we know from Neville Goddard. Neville also says, you always start at the end. What do you want to happen by the end? You focus on that, not how you get there. Your mind will figure it out. And then she says, continually affirming establishes the belief in the subconscious. It would not be necessary to make an affirmation more than once if one had perfect faith. One should not plead or supplicate, but give thanks repeatedly that he has received. This is literally the simplest way to manifest anything, because you figure out what you want and you start stating it as a fact that it's already true in your mind. And through the repetition, this was, by the way, the part that inspired me to talk about, to make this video, because when she says continuously affirming establishes the belief in the subconscious. So you can start wherever you are in your physical reality, with no money, with poor health, with a problematic relationship, with a lack of all of the good things that you might want. You can start there, and you can also start where you don't believe you can have it. Even that doesn't limit you. Even you completely don't believe you could be healthy, you could be wealthy, you could be in a beautiful relationship, or you could want anything that you desire, really. Is it a house, a car, whatever you want to manifest? And you can start repeating the statement to yourself, repeating affirmations. It's as simple as that. The more you repeat, the more your mind is going to accept that that's your reality. That's the truth. So it has to manifest it. How things are manifested is one of the things that we never know. And it doesn't matter. Your mind knows exactly how to bring it to you. So, by the way, by focusing on the how and on the lack, by focusing on the how, you're also focusing on the lack. Because what do you mean, how is this going to happen if it has already happened? You see what I mean? So, to recap this whole video, you can start in the worst situation possible and with no belief whatsoever in the idea that you could have your desire, and simply affirm it as true. The simple act of repeating your affirmation is going to change your state of mind from lack to abundance of whatever it is, money, love, health, doesn't matter. And then it will show in your physical reality, because your 3D physical reality is a mirror of what you hold as true in your mind. So regardless of what you are manifesting and regardless of how out of reach that thing may be, it may be out of reach for your current belief system, for your current programming, but it's not out of reach for your subconscious mind to manifest that for you. So do yourself a favor, stop limiting yourself. You don't have to manifest what you think you can have, the little thing. I mean, you can manifest that, so you can start with there. You can start there and prove to yourself that you could have it, and then go to the next step. That is also a possibility. Again, no limitation there either. What I'm trying to say is that you don't have to limit yourself with the little things that your society maybe have taught you that you can have. Maybe you can't have more. There's no such thing for your subconscious mind. Is the amount of money that you actually desire more than what you think you can have? You can have that. You simply need to apply and create this new habit of thinking, literally. And the rest is the job of your wonderful human imagination, as Neville Goddard says. So I really hope that this was encouraging for you. That was the point of this video. And I love to hear all your success stories. If you have anyone that you want to share in the comments, let me know in the comments that what you are currently manifesting, what questions you have, because again, as I always say, your questions always help me with figuring out what you guys want to hear more about, so that I make videos that are useful for you. And I hope you enjoy these videos as much as I enjoy making them. And once again, if you need a more specific help with your specific situation, I do offer one-on-one coaching, which you can book from the link in the description box below. Have a beautiful day and see you in the next video.